In the corridors of Canadian power, Justin Trudeau's once-celebrated progressive dream has transformed into a cautionary tale of political betrayal that threatens to unravel the very fabric of liberal ideology. What began as a promise of transformative change, inclusive policies, environmental leadership, and a new vision for Canada has devolved into a narrative of broken commitments, systematic disappointments, and a growing public disillusionment that cuts across political lines. Behind the carefully crafted image of a young, charismatic leader lies a deeper story of political erosion, where each abandoned promise and compromised principle has chipped away at the foundation of a political movement that once seemed unstoppable. By the end of this video, you'll understand how Trudeau's fall is not just about one man's political decline, but a profound referendum on the future of progressive politics in Canada. Justin Trudeau has systematically undermined Canadian trust through a pattern of ethical breaches and broken promises that extend far beyond typical political disappointment. The SNC-Lavalin scandal, where he was found to have inappropriately pressured the Attorney General to intervene in a corporate criminal prosecution, revealed his willingness to abuse political power for partisan interests. His repeated violations of ethics rules, including multiple instances of conflict of interest findings by the Ethics Commissioner, have demonstrated a shocking disregard for governmental accountability. Financially, Trudeau's economic policies have been catastrophic, with record-high inflation, skyrocketing housing costs, and massive government spending that has contributed to Canada's ballooning national debt. His carbon tax has been particularly unpopular, placing additional financial burden on middle-class families while providing minimal environmental benefit. Moreover, his performative approach to social issues, speaking about reconciliation with Indigenous communities while failing to deliver meaningful change, has exposed the superficiality of his progressive brand. The truth and reconciliation calls to action remain largely unaddressed, and many Indigenous communities continue to struggle with systemic inequalities. His handling of the COVID-19 pandemic further eroded public trust, with inconsistent messaging, overreaching mandates, and the controversial invocation of the Emergencies Act against peaceful protesters. The vaccine mandates and divisive rhetoric surrounding them created deep social fractures that have yet to heal. Canadians increasingly see Trudeau as a leader more concerned with international photo opportunities and personal branding than substantive governance, making his potential electoral defeat seem not just possible, but inevitable. Trudeau's economic legacy is a cautionary tale of fiscal mismanagement, with Canada's national debt spiraling from $696 billion when he took office to over $1.2 trillion today, the most devastating peacetime spending spree in modern Canadian history. Under his leadership, Canada has experienced the highest inflation rates in decades, with housing prices becoming completely unattainable for an entire generation, and young Canadians facing unprecedented economic barriers that seem insurmountable. The government's reckless spending, combined with massive pandemic-era stimulus packages, has created an economic pressure cooker that has fundamentally undermined the financial stability of middle-class families. But here's the profound truth that gives hope. Canada has always been a nation of resilient, innovative people who transform challenges into opportunities. Despite the current political and economic darkness, a new generation of leaders is emerging. Pragmatic, principled individuals who understand that true progress isn't about performative gestures, but about practical solutions that restore economic dignity and opportunity. The very challenges that seem overwhelming today are preparing the ground for a political and economic renaissance, where fiscal responsibility, transparent governance, and genuine commitment to Canadian prosperity will rise from the ashes of this current dysfunction. Canada's story has never been about surrendering to difficult moments, but about how we courageously reinvent ourselves when the moment demands transformation. What do you guys think how Justin Trudeau has performed? I would love to hear your feedback.